Good evening, race fans, and welcome to SpeedZone TV tonight for a special edition. We're going to be broadcasting the Racers Elite Xfinity Series at Talledega. These drivers are battling it out for race number 4 tonight in a 75-lap battle. Hoping to see some great green flag action on SpeedZone TV. These drivers are, certainly going to produce that for us. So stay tuned in and let's catch the action live. We're going to be bringing all the excitement that you can see at a superspeedway such as Talledega. So I'm going to be your host tonight, Robert Warrens. Unfortunately, my co-host William Ridgway won't be with me tonight. On a short notice, we're picking up a broadcast on behalf of another company that's been having a little bit of internet issues. So hoping that we can do them well and serve Racers of the League well with covering this race tonight. So in the field, we're looking like we're going to be having quite a few cars start, waiting for the grid to final up here. More cars to grid, and they're rolling now. So just for awareness, in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a track map. That's going to be highlighted with the car that we're on. From time to time, you're going to see a position to come up, and that's going to show relative results of the racers on the screen and how they're duking it out, and as well as driver names. So right now we're on Todd Slauson. He's our pole sitter for tonight in this Super Speedway Challenge. And I'm excited. These drivers are going down the backstretch now and getting ready to ready up and tighten those belts for the green flag that's about to get thrown. These drivers are going to be running 65% fuel. That's going to put them in a relative fuel window, I believe, of about 20-ish laps. And I'm hoping to see some green flag action. In the bottom left-hand screen, you're going to see the GTR promo code with the Racer Elite tag. So, if you're in the market for a rig, head on over to GTR and use that promo code. It's actually, I'm sitting in a GTR rig right now, and they're quite comfy. I got a triple monitor setup, and I've had it ever. This is my first and only rig. So, exciting news. So just quickly, rolling through the field on the pole is Todd Slauson. Second place is Brandon Honeycutt. Third place is Richard Ode. Fourth place, Andrew Teff. Fifth place, Kirby Wainscott. Sixth place, Cody Bonelli. Seventh place, Troy V. Thomas. Eighth place, Truth Oak. 9th place, Lee Campbell. And 10th place, Sean Merriman. That's going to round out our top 10 here. Beautiful looking cars in the field. We're going to be bringing some action from a few different camera angles. And they're off to a green flag start. Good push here with Todd Slauson taking out a nice early lead. These drivers are going 2 by 2. Nice to see right off the start. Respectful racing happening here. Lots of racing left. '22 Machine Mountain Dew just holding the bottom line there. Outside line is trying to make a charge. See if they're able to get together and start that draft. And that's a clean lap number 1 in the books. 2 by 2 all the way back. And one of the things is recently in iRacing, the Xfinity car went over an overhaul, and the aero package is a little bit different, and bump drafting is not what it used to be. So, you know, you're not able to get up on the bumper and give somebody a shove. You got to get up there and just gently, you know, push them, and ever so slightly. These drivers are just ticking them off, still 2 by 2. 78 Machine looks to the outside, looking for some help. Making the move on slots, and that's Odie. Alex Teff giving him help on the outside in that 43 Machine. Just going to see how these drivers handle it going into turn 1, see if that outside lane can make any moves. Normally where you see that charge come is that backstretch. And it looks like they're just not able to get a charge on that second groove just yet. 78 Machine, Odie moves high, pulls out of the draft, says not today. Looking to shuffle back in later. Slauson's still in the pole. 13 Machine of Brandon Honeycutt right on his bumper. Going to tick off lap 4 in the books. Honeycutt's just inhaling the fumes back there. You know, smart drivers here are going to likely run 80-90% throttle where they can and perhaps save a little bit of fuel. Fuel strategy might come into play. Typically, I don't know if we're going to see a 4-tire or 2-tire change, but we're going to have to take a watch as you know, these drivers start to settle into the pit. Cycle strategy. No competition just yet for Slauson. Mountain Dew leading the way. Affleck, 43 Machine, Taff on the outside. With the 19 Machine behind him. Benelli. Slauson just stealing all the camera time tonight with just the dominating performance early on. Lap 5 in the books, and they're going down the backstretch into turn 3. Big shot, getting the field of dreams of cars in here. The grandstands are full. Coming to complete lap 5 onto lap 6. Quite a long way to go. Looking at lap times, or the entire field is running approximately 51.1 second laps, 51.2. I mean, you can throw a blanket over these drivers you're really looking at a maximum of about a 4-second gap between an entire field. Oh, my corrections, a 2-second gap of the entire field. Last week, these drivers were at Kentucky Speedway, and Jacob Plank was our winner. Currently, Jacob is sitting in the 20th position. Looks like, or 21st position right now. He's just cruising around in the back, biding his time. Looking like he needs a sponsor. Oh, wait, correction, it's a 35 car on the bottom there. Also no sponsor on that machine. So that's last week's winner, Jacob Plank. Definitely one of the strategies I like to take a look at is, not being up front or not being in the middle. I guess maybe up front, but definitely not in the middle. During the SuperSpeedway battle here, and sometimes I find that the carnage always, luck is not on my side for SuperSpeedway racing, that's for sure. Week before that, week number 2 for Racers Elite Xfinity Series, there at Worldwide Technology Speedway, Andrew Teff was our winner there. He's currently sitting, looks to be in the 4th position on the outside lane, still waiting for some help from Benelli, as the 10 machine of Wayne Scott is door to door with him there. A lot of great racing as these drivers are just waiting out, settling out. And the season opener for this Racers Elite had Sean Dunaway as our initial leader. I'm not seeing Dunaway. Oh, my corrections. He's currently in the 17th position in the Liquid Death machine. Great looking car. I've had myself a sip or two of that Liquid Death, and it's a little tasty. They offer a couple things. Either it's canned water or carbonated water. And great marketing strategy by that company, and a great looking car. Rounding out lap number 9 in the books, and we still have Slauson leading the first lap of the race and leading all 9 others. And I really appreciate the amount of respect these guys are showing to each other, letting the tires heat up, giving space, making sure that there's no opportunity for any snags, and letting the race come to them. Let's take a look at some of these other cars. On board with Campbell. Campbell's in the 60 machine there on the bottom side. He looks like he's trapped, nowhere really to go, right? Just in that sandwich, sitting in P9. And still, you can throw a blanket over the entire field of just under 2 seconds. These drivers are just ticking off the laps. Going back up to the front here as Teff was able to nudge ahead just for 1 second. But once again, you got the 13 machine of Honeycutt just helping Slauson by being right up on his bumper. And one of the challenging things here is when you're at a super speedway is just the lack of vision that you actually have. Honeycutt has backed off in turn 1 and 2, but as he goes down the straightaway, you're going to see him just suck right up to the bumper of Slauson. This is what I was talking about earlier. You can't be too aggressive with the contacts on the car, or you're going to send them flying, jack up the rear end, and lo and behold, you're going to have some carnage. Go a bit further back. P7, Truth Hope. You can hear him feathering the throttle a little bit. Leaving lots of space. It's really, even though these laps are, 51 seconds long, you're really thinking a lot, watching a lot, observing everything that's going around. Because really just in a split second, anything can happen. 2-3 car lengths of room there. Rolling big off the exit of the corner. Hear this driver just feathering just a little bit, leaving lots of space. On board now with Dennis Kane, also on the outside lane. Very gentle and smooth. Just see the car suck up on the exit of turn 2 down that backstretch. Now we're on board with Aaron Marquez. We're on the bottom side here, so you just see how limited that vision. Aaron's currently sitting in about the P13 position. Depends on how they cross the line here, but you can see how much this driver is also feathering the throttle, making sure that, there's enough room to navigate any race situation that might be coming up. A bit of a checkup there. And still, the same battle up front here. Teff looks like he has a little bit of a nose right now. On the outside, coming out of 4. But Honeycutt again on the bumper of Slauson, just pushing him. Bonelli is not quite close enough, and he lifts out of the groove a little bit, leaving a little bit of room. I believe that's for Thomas on the outside. We'll have to switch cars and confirm here. But still, these drivers are 2 by 2, 16 laps in, just waiting for that pit cycle to happen. And just, you can see from this camera angle here how close the cars actually are. You zoom out a little bit further, it just looks like a little bird flying, or you're the bird flying around. You just see, just gonna take one little slip up and anything could change for these drivers. Looks like that inside line is getting a little bit of a charge now, as the 3 cars of Slauson, Honeycutt, and Wainscott are just nudging ahead of that outside line, with Thomas on the bottom in that 3 machine, almost even with Teff. Great battles here. Excellent skill by Honeycutt, just maintaining that healthy push to not even give that outside line a chance. And it's looking like oh, I had the names mixed up. There's Alex and Andrew Tiff. My apologies. That's Alex Tiff on the outside. And the 98 machine is Andrew Tiff, which was our race 2 winner. Apologies for those watching the broadcast. Running the Racers Elite paint. Always find SuperSpeedway racing a very different strategy and a mindset for these drivers. Personally, for myself, I'm more of I would say a short track driver. You know, I'd prefer the likes of Bristol, Martinsville, Iowa, Phoenix Speedway. Some of those intermediate tracks. But SuperSpeedway was never really my jam. I don't think I've had very many wins here on a SuperSpeedway, whether it's Daytona or Talledega. Still, Slauson, 19 laps led from the pole. Wondering when we're going to start to see these drivers stuck off for pit cycles. Still, the outside line is unable to get a strong enough run to challenge. I don't know if they're intentionally just laying back and maintaining track position, or what the strategy is for Alex Teff on the outside. Taking a look at this 8 machine of Curtis Ecker. Beautiful Coca-Cola car. Currently sitting in the 9th position. On back. Currently 14th, Pete Polini. Icon Apparel Company. Sharp looking car. That 47 machine is a sharp looking machine. Well balanced colors there. Looks like we've had some carnage. It looks like Honeycutt has got a meatball flag. Let's see if I can grab a quick replay from SpeedZone TV's booth here and see what happened. All right. It just looks like, you know, one of the things you have to be mindful of is those racing temps. So, just going to play it here a quarter time. Actually, we'll just click play. And all of a sudden, Honeycutt just loses power. And you can see the smoke coming from the car. So it's likely from that aggressive pushing Slauson as hard as he did. You know, he may have not been managing those temps quite well enough. And unfortunate for him. Back up with the leaders in our live action now. Looks like Alex Teff has taken the lead with Benelli behind him. And Slauson has fallen back to, it looks like, the 4th or 5th position. Without having that top shelf help from Honeycutt, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But your new leader after 20 some odd laps is Alex Teff, with Benelli in 2nd, Hoke 3rd, and Jared in 4th, Merriman in 5th. Slauson is showing in 6th, but they're bouncing around. The outside line's getting a good charge again. We'll have to see how these drivers mount up and start to battle on board that 18 machine of Merriman. Completing lap 24 on to 25, 1/3 of the way, almost through the race. And 0 incidents so far, just solid green flag action. 3 wide, going into turn 1. With Andrew Teff on the outside, with Curtis Ecker pushing him, leaving Jared in the middle with the 18 machine of Merriman behind him. Move up front here. You know, it's not too often you see a 2-car draft pull as hard as you do on that outside, but they're making it work going into turn 3. Great 3x3 racing here. And looks like drivers are ducking off to the pits. And we're going to see that pit strike will start to happen. We have, looks like everybody made it in clean. Teff, Benelli, Slauson are the ones on the first pit of the cycle. And, you know, if these drivers do end up getting out well and working together, there's going to be a good opportunity for them to start to break away and perhaps, you know, mount an early lead. But it's really going to be up to everyone to work together to start to form up that speed. We'll jump back up with our leaders here and just see what's going to happen next. Those other cars are just leaving the pits now. Campbell, Benelli, Teff, Yost, Marquez, and Retich. A couple more takers on the pits here. Let's see if we can grab one. Looks like Jared is one of them coming in now. The 18 machine in behind him. Let's take a look and see what Jared's doing. Looks like he's bolting on some right side tires. Left sides as well. And fuel and gone. Looks like all drivers are taking that. There we go, back up with our leaders here. Andrew Teff with Curtis Ecker and Richard Odie behind. Dropping in the pits now. Looks like everyone's coming in for that final pit stop. Ooh, looks like we had a car in the grass. Might be getting a black flag there. And that's the 98 machine of Teff. I'm reported as a black flag. Fortunate for him. Maybe came in a little too hot. And also the 18 machine of Merriman I'm showing as receiving a black flag from race control. Alright, so when these drivers come around the line here, see how they get out of the pits. See who our new leader is. One of the biggest challenges is you know, getting back up to speed before that lead pack of car comes around. And you can see that pack of cars already up to speed, and those drivers are exiting turn 2 onto the backstretch with all the steam. Interesting to see how these faster cars navigate the cars that just came out of the pits. But this is also going to start to play into pit strategy because you're seeing lap 25, lap 26, lap 27. So are some of these drivers going to be in a position where they need to save just a little bit of fuel to make it that extra little bit away? Currently, I'm showing the race leader as Ecker, one of the last cars to pit. Looks like he's getting a charge from the outside as they all start to work together. Of Slauson, the 4 machine of Kane, the 80 machine of Jared, and the 43 machine of Alex Teff. Great racing by these drivers so far. 29 laps in the books with 45 to go at the line here. Just to mention again, the bottom left there's a code for GTR Sim Rigs. Variety of options there. You should probably check them up, hit them up, and see what they have if you're in the market for a sim rig. There's a promo code there, probably save you a couple dollars and get you something pretty. Back on board with the 22 machine of Slauson. After losing his pusher, Honeycutt, he's found himself back in the hot seat on the pole, leading more laps again. Definitely the driver with the most laps led tonight. Looks like we might be coming up on some lap traffic. Watching these drivers carefully navigate that situation as these cars are flying. Looks like the field's going to safely get through. Two by two. Most of the field is within about a second and a half of each other. Unfortunately, about 6 to 7 cars receive penalties and are a little bit further out of contention. So, you know, that's one of the things that's where you're going to see attrition. We haven't seen attrition of damaged race cars. We've seen attrition of, unfortunately, pit violations and also meatball flag for the 13 machine of Honeycutt. Hopefully Kane is watching his temps, as he's done an excellent job of pushing Slauson. War Machine's a beautiful looking machine. Great paint job on that thing. 80 car on the outside is trying to give Slauson a run for his money, and that's Jared. We've talked about him a couple times, and it looks like the 13 machine of Honeycutt is back at it again, trying to give the pushes of the century. Lap traffic on the outside. Going through that dog leg is a little tricky right there. Honeycutt wants to be in the front just in case there's a caution. I'm sure he gets that lap back. A little bit of a side draft there. We're going to see these drivers come in for one more pit stop and then be able to go the rest of the way of the race. About 15 cars within a second and a half of each other, all battling for the lead. And at a superspeedway such as Talledega, anything can happen. Fans in the stands, raising their hands, having a good old time as these drivers are putting on a heck of a show. Jared taking away that lead from Slauson. Don't know how Slauson feels about it because he's led most of the race, so we might see him try a quick dipsy doodle. Right on the bumper of Jared. Jared in that shiesty Chevrolet. Shiest in the lead right now. Doing a heck of a job of running that yellow line and not giving up too much room. Slauson makes a move on the outside with Honeycutt looking to dance with him again. Let's see how the battle goes as the drivers fly down the backstretch. It's looking like Slauson's going to be able to slide down and ahead. He's going to drop to the bottom right away with Honeycutt. Honeycutt can't clear down. You got the 60 machine of Campbell on the outside, or sorry, in behind of Honeycutt on the outside. So we're going to have to watch right here and see what happens because Honeycutt does want to be in front by the looks of it. Jared is pushing the heck out of Slauson to make sure that he keeps a nose as they come down to the line one more time, ticking off lap 36. Took a peek at him earlier on board with the 01 machine of Sean Dunaway. Remember earlier in the broadcast we were watching him, he was sitting in approximately the 20th position. He's now sitting 8th, and you know he's actually in good contention for a solid finish. Right now it's about not making mistakes and making it to the end. Take a look at his cockpit and see what he sees. Back up to our leaders. Three wide. That's Andrew Teff on the outside with the 8 machine of Becker in behind him. Those guys did a great job of running the third line before and mounting a charge. Not sure if they're going to be able to mount it up meow. As these drivers cross the line, we're officially halfway done the race. And hats off to these drivers, keeping it clean, running a respectful race with each other, giving each other room, and having a heck of a battle, putting on a show for you guys at home. Racers Elite, race number 4 for the Xfinity car at Talledega Speedway. Opening the season, we had Sean Dunaway win at Indianapolis, then Andrew Teff win at Worldwide Technology. Race number 3 was Jacob Plank at Kentucky Speedway. Very different tracks than tonight, and what you're seeing right now is the 22 machine of Slauson having a dominating performance. I would say leading, approximately 30 laps or so of this race. And, no other firm competitors right now. Outside, you got Campbell challenging Dawson with the 78 machine in behind him. 78 machine is Richard Odie. or owed, and he's currently a lap down, and likely was subsequent to a black flag during those first caution, or sorry, the first pit stops. On board with that, sorry, not on board, but taking a peep at the 83 machine of Rob Yost Jr. and his WeatherTech mobile. We haven't really shown him a lot tonight, but you know, he is playing very conservative, not running too tight or aggressive with the rest of the field. Currently sitting in 11th or 12th position. Ten machine of Kirby Wainscott doing a good job rolling the bottom, staying in line. These drivers are just ticking off the laps, not racing too hard. Showing a lead change now with Ecker, the 8 machine on the outside, getting a heap of steam of a push from Honeycutt. Remember, Honeycutt earlier suffered that meatball flag, but he's back at it again, pushing cars to the pole. Getting a little squirrely there. Big run from the inside cars, but they're, you know, 3 wide. Doesn't look like that middle lane's able to do too much. Slaussen's gonna be out substantially ahead. They're coming to complete lap 42. Catching a pack of lap traffic in front of them. Let's see what happens here. Lawson's gonna pull high. Cars behind are all singling out as Lawson charges. Likely going to see pit cycles start to happen in the next 8 to 9, maybe 10 laps, and we're going to see how the cars get shuffled out and what the dealer deals as far as like who's going to be up front. What are the strategies? Are we going to see any 2-tire strategies, or you know, no tires at all? I've always found that looking at the rubber after a run is that the left side tires tend to wear a little bit more than the right sides, and you know, I'm wondering if one of these drivers is going to take a 2-tire, or maybe a couple of them, and break away. If you get 4 cars and you run tandem, you can keep away from a pack of 10 cars. And Slauson finally succumbs the lead to Alex Teff on the outside, with Andrew Teff in the 98 machine giving him all the gears, all the jam, but the 80 machine of Jared says, "Nah, Slauson, we're gonna keep you there." And they're coming to the line now, trying to break the side draft a little bit, and it's looking like Teff will be our leader by about a car length. Great strategy. 3x3. Well, I don't know if it's 3x3, but it's 3x2 for sure. The rest of the field is not being so risky, but once again, even though these drivers, because these drivers are a lap down, they are right in the mix and really not out of contention yet. There's still quite a bit of racing left. Teff falls back. Well, I'm yammering on, and Slauson just out to the lead again. That's Slauson, Jared, and Kane, 1, 2, 3. Crossing the line with Alex Teft in 4th position. Dunaway moving up to P5, so been slowly edging in that Liquid Death mobile. Let's see if we can take a look at cockpit of Wayne Scott and see what he sees. See how he's managing throttle, see if he's saving fuel. We've been on, seeing him throughout the race as, you know, we're completing lap 46, but a lot of checking up down that triangle there, right down below the yellow line. Very mindful, very demure, very deliberate. Big checkup though. The good thing about these Xfinity cars here is that you could fall back 3, 4, 5 tenths of the draft and down the backstretch just suck right back up. You're gonna watch that here. Here the RPMs rev right up. Big lift, checking out, saving the fuel. Yeah, and still just a blanket over all top 15 cars within 2 seconds of each other. So very much anyone's race right now. Anything can happen. Pit cycles about 4 to 5 laps, maybe 6 laps for some of these drivers. Really gonna see. Back up to our leaders. We'll actually pop on with Jared. You can see the bumper of Slauson with Alex Tepp on the outside of him, and just how close these guys have to be and how much intensity it actually is. Big lift from Jared. That's going to give Tepp a little bit of room to mount to charge. Let's take a look at the 55 machine on board with him now. A little bit further back in P5-ish position. Very, very respectful racing right now. These drivers are likely, you know, not just here to win tonight. They're here for a points battle. They're here for a championship, and they're going to make the most of it. A lot of feathering from the 55 machine of Hoke. As I said, very mindful, very deliberate, very demure. Great job. Only a few laps away before we start to see pit cycles. And just at the line every time, every corner, you're seeing Sloss in the 22 car and the 43 of Alex Teft battle for that lead position. About 5 cars in the outside lane doing all the hard work. I don't know if we're going to see a caution tonight. I hope not. This has been some great action from the Racers Elite Xfinity Series, race number 4 at Talledega Speedway, brought to you by SpeedZone TV tonight. We are a fill-in broadcaster, supporting just our fellow broadcasters having technical difficulties. Sometimes Mother Nature isn't so kind and doesn't deal us great stability through our internet connection. So happy to help out Racers Elite by bringing you the action tonight on SpeedZone TV. Teff drops in front of Slauson for the lead there. 43 machine and the 22 car of Slauson have been battling. I don't know, it seems like the entire night, like who's going to end up on top. 22 machine ducking down into the pits, trying to get a hold of him there. Nice smooth entry. Campbell goes ahead and makes it in. I'm showing all good for that group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers. Jared Slauson, Marquis, Plank, Campbell, Yost, and Polini have all ducked into the pits. We're going to stay just watching this 22 machine. Look at what his strategy is as he pulls into the pits. Oh, rolls over his box a little bit. That's going to hurt left side tires. Left some fuel, and he's out with the pack of cars, so good recovery by Slauson not to lose too much time, but I'm showing a little bit of damage on his right rear bumper. Not sure where that contact was. We're seeing Teff, our leader, come into the pits. The battle with Slauson. Dunaway, Wayne Scott, Kane, Benelli, and Redditch have all come into the pits as well. So let's take a look at what... Oh, Teff overrolls a box as well. Right sides. Right side's only in fuel. Different strategy. So we saw Slauson take lefts. Teff take rights. And they're all away. Crazy. These drivers are exiting the pits now. Entering turn 1. And where is Slauson? Here. Let's see what happens here. That's Benelli getting passed by that pack of cars, and that's the challenge you take. And looks like majority of these cars are going to be A-okay. And we just saw that a few other cars. Are they squeaking in the pits here? Great job, these two packs of cars. These are going to be the final countdown of 22 laps to go. Let the tickers catch up here. Oh, slight contact, 83 machine. Full course yellow. Let's see what we can find on our SpeedZone TV replay for the Racers Elite here. It's, great battle, but this is actually going to help a couple of those drivers that had earlier black flags. So on board with the 83 machine of Yost. Let's just take a look at what happens here on our SpeedZone TV replay cam for Racers Elite battle at race number 4 Talledega. Right here, we're on board, rear chase cam. We're going to just hit quarter speed right now for the viewers at home. Looks like they're a little bit of panic from that 83 machine. Just comes up the track a little bit. Gets squirrely. 0-1. Squeezes. Oh, right by 10. Heavy contact. And that's a 10 car of Wayne Scott. Tough break for the 83 machine. And you're going to have these situations where these drivers are just, split-second decisions where, just moving a quarter inch, a half car length, or whatever is the case, and you're on the wrong side of a coin toss, and, you're getting the kick return. You're kicking the ball instead of getting the kick return, and that's where Yost was in that WeatherTech Chevy. All right, back to live action here. Let's see what these drivers elect to do. A couple drivers here entering the pits. We got Campbell, Slauson, Honeycutt. Let's see what they do in the pits. On board with Marquis, we haven't seen much of him, but these drivers, this pack car took left side tires last time, so we might just see rights and gas and go. Oh, lefts. Four tires stopped, looking for a little bit of edge. I don't know if everyone was on that same strategy. Taking a look at this 83 machine, he was Yost was our one that had the unfortunate incident there. Looks like his pit crew was able to get it all cleaned up. That car looks super duper cleans. Rear chase cam, nose is clean, everything's clean. He's going to be back at top speed and back in action. He's had a great race so far. These racers have less than 20 laps to go, and you know, I think it's time to tighten those belts. Check to see if that steering wheel's, you know, buckled in. Well, not buckled in. I guess it's like a push pin or a clevet, and see what's going to shake down. Our current leader that I'm showing is the 8 machine of Ecker. We've seen him up front off and on all night. P2 is 55 machine of Hoke in the Wrangler Chevy. Alex Steff, we've talked about him just about all night in the Affleck Ford. Dunaway, silent killer there in the 01 Liquid Death Machine. 5th is Kane. 6 is Benelli in that Camaro. 10 machine of Wayne Scott showing some heavy damage on the nose. Hoping he's going to get that squared away and roll through the pits here. And yes, he does. Just unfortunately is going to hurt the racing order. In his situation, there was just really nowhere to go. So now replacing where Wayne Scott was is Campbell in that 60 machine in the Chasing RC car. Retich in his neat sponsor machine. Any viewers out there, you know, want to throw this guy a fin? Help a man out. You know, when you got it painted on a car like that, you know he needs a sponsor. So shout out to all the SpeedZone TV fans tonight. You know, get in touch with Cooper and help a man out. Back on board here with the 83 machine. He's all tuned up after the incident. Jacob Plank, we've mentioned him a few times in that 35 machine. He was one of our previous winners in the series for Racers Elite at Kentucky Speedway. And after 83 machine, it looks like we got Marquise in the 41 car showing... they're shuffling around on me again. We're showing Wayne Scott, Odie, Coker. Haven't really mentioned him tonight in that 24 Moza machine. Andrew Teff is one of our race winners, race number 2 at Worldwide Technology. As Racers Elite sponsored car. Merriman. Let's take a look up front again. Pace car's ducking off. On board with Ecker. $18 laps to go. Green flag's out. Great start by Ecker with Alex Teff in the 43 machine on the bottom, giving a little love, little help going into turn 1, and Hoke is not receiving any love from anybody in the second groove right now. It's likely that outside line is going to mount a pretty big charge there. It looks like Benelli's the first car on the outside. Dunaway in P3 on the bottom with Kane in behind Dunaway. Hoke is just praying for some help right now. before he gets shuffled back too far. 17 laps to go on the ticker. Guess it depends on how you count them. Maybe 18. Who's to say? Ecker's got a healthy lead, but you know, at a super speedway, that doesn't mean too much because anything can happen. They're 3 wide, about 4 cars, 5 cars back, and you know, you're going to start to see, I think, a lot of aggressive shuffling with the cars. And now all of a sudden, that 55 car of Hoke is able to drop down to the bottom with the 35 machine of Plank, one of our previous winners. Just, you know, you blink an eye. I'm talking here, and all of a sudden, you're missing some of the action. But you get to see it while I talk through it. And that's how fast it happens at Talledega Superspeedway. So, we're going to be watching closely. As Truth Hoke in the Wrangler Chevy. This is his first time out leading tonight. Second groove mounting up a charge going into turn 1, and we also have the third lane looking to form. Some tighter racing further back. It looks to be in around like the 14th, 15th position. But it, you know, with not a lot, like 15 laps isn't a lot of time left at a super speedway to get it done. So track position is going to be very important the next couple laps. Looking like Benelli has got help from Andrew Teff and Slauson. Slauson's been dominant the whole night. The third lane. Can't get a read on the car number just yet, but it looks like the 3 machine of Cooper Rettage is getting help from Honeycutt. Honeycutt's still a lap down, but he's giving Cooper the ride of his life. Benelli on the bottom in the 19 car. Andrew Teff lap down, pushing Benelli with Redditch being pushed by a Honeycutt a lap down. And the 10 machine of Wayne Scott making the third line work as they're getting ready to charge up. And it's looking like the third line might be the move here with that 3 machine in behind him who's also a lap down. So you got all 3 lanes being helped by lap cars as their pushers. Great battle here. Great job by the drivers in just getting it done, keeping the cars clean. Only 1 caution tonight at this super speedway, and normally cautions be cautions, but the Racers Elite drivers for this Xfinity series are putting on a heck of a show. Still, the third lane just not able to mount that charge yet. 18 car of Merriman on the outside in the third lane. He's the lap down. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of skill to just stay calm in that third lane and let it come to you, because you do get amazing runs off the corners if you got the right person behind you. Benelli still up to the lead, taking it away from Ecker. Ecker fell back after that last restart. Oak was up there in that 55 machine, but got shuffled back when that outside groove picked up the steam. Honeycutt giving all the love to the 03 machine of Redditch. And, you know, time's winding down. I'm showing 11 laps to go. And I feel like if you blink, you might miss something, so don't. showing 14 drivers is within 1.2 seconds. So just like that, you could have a new leader, and we saw it a couple times over the last couple laps. Oh, Honeycutt looks like he suffered fate again. Showing another meatball flag for Honeycutt. He did get a little bump there. Go back up to our leaders and pushing very hard, and that's going to hurt Redditch. He's got Kane and the 4 machine on the behind him. Benelli just hugging the yellow line, getting all the help from Andrew Teff. 55 machine of Oak. Redditch doing a great job of leveraging that side draft a little bit. Oh, a little tag from Kane gets Redditch squirrely, and Redditch is tight to that bottom line. Trying to side draft. The 3 machine is a lap down Thomas. He's in the 3rd groove with Ecker behind him. Up front with our leader, Benelli. A little bit of a different angle. Switching over is Redditch blocking the high side contact. Oh, and you saw it live here on SpeedZone TV. The carnage right in front of us. We got a caution out. We're going to go back to our SpeedZone replay and see what the heck happened. Looks like to me that Redditch, I would say, blocked the high side and moved up. And, you know, after that, it wasn't too pretty. Let's see what we can find here in our SpeedZone TV replay. So I'm gonna move up here. Second, as we just sort out the cameras. All right, so here we go. We got a view of the SpeedZone TV replay for you guys at home. We're on board with Thomas, the 3 car. I'll just put her at a quarter speed. Second, what happens? See, Redditch, the 03, has moved up already, but he doesn't have the speed. Ecker gives the 3 car a shot. He tags the wall. Damage to the 3 car. He shoots down. Hits Kane. Kane down into Wayne Scott. And Alex Teff, very fortunate there. But that was really the carnage that happened. And we won't get to see those guys anymore. But just a ripple effect of carnage as, you know, just an unfortunate event there. So you saw Redditch move up to the high side, stop the run, and then just bumper cars effect, and then shot the car down. Kane down into Wayne Scott, and Wayne Scott received some heavy damage from that, and that'll be unfortunate for him. That's his 2nd incident tonight, and neither one of them is faults, and this is only the 2nd caution tonight. Excellent racing, but we're ticking down. Lap 68 of 75, and you know, from based on what I'm seeing from the last pit cycle, these drivers don't need to pit. They're good to go, so we're going to see some more great racing here. Just going to take a second in the booth here and just watch this pace lap for a second. On board with Benelli. once again. You're here with SpeedZone TV. I'm Robert Warren, your host for tonight. My co-host William Ridgway couldn't be here. We're broadcasting Racers Elite race number 4 at Talledega SuperSpeedway. Been great action tonight. 75 laps of battling, 68 complete, leaving us about 7 laps left. Probably a little bit less once we go green. Had 3 winners so far. Race number 1 was at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Sean Dunaway was victorious there. Race number 2, Andrew Teff at Worldwide Technology Speedway. Race number 3 at Kentucky Speedway was Jacob Plank. And those are very different tracks from where we are tonight. Haven't really seen those drivers up front from their previous wins. So, you know, everyone has different strengths as far as the track types that they like to be at. And that's definitely shown tonight. Lights are off on the pace car. I'm showing, what's to be 14 cars on the lead lap. Maybe 15. Going down the backstretch. Pace car there. The ticker just flicks away, but you're watching SpeedZone TV tonight for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series at Talledega Speedway, race number 4. Only a few laps left. 6 laps. Be 5 at the line, so I don't know if these drivers are going to finish it clean or going to be requiring some green-white checkers to get it done. I'm hoping for just a green flag sort out and a good old fist duke to see who's got the giblets, who's got the strength, who's got the racecraft to get it done tonight and get it done cleanly. Pace car's ducking off. For that Geico retard zone. But Nally, great start with the 03 machine Redditch right in behind him. Not always a fan of getting too good of a launch at a super speedway because it does leave you with a big draft that gets sucked up behind you, and those guys get to mount quite the little charge. 5 laps to go. Talledega SuperSpeedway Racers Elite Xfinity Series. Great racing tonight. We're going to have to see how this one shakes down, so keep your eyes peeled. Hoke left out dry on the outside is Slauson. We've seen him all night. And that Mountain Dew machine, Mountain Dew Toyota, taking the lead once again. Where'd he come from? And Hope crosses him over. 41 machine. Marquise on the outside. 3 wide. This is anybody's battle now. And this is down the backstretch where you're going to see that outside line just get steam. Drivers crossing each other over. Very mindful of that. The 98 machine back on the lead lap. Very patient. He stuck it out. 71 laps complete. 4 laps to go. Great racing up front here. Not a lot of time left. Slauson has somehow squeaked his way back into the lead and is maintaining the middle groove. Turn on our battle for position so you can see everyone and all the action that's going on. He's letting Hoke have the bottom and getting pushed around by the 78 car of Odie. 41 machine on the third groove of Marquis is trying to get a mountain charge. Oh, 4 wide. Andrew Teff makes a move on the bumper of Slauson. Hoke is getting pushed by Benelli. Great driving by these drivers to make room for that 4 wide situation. And it's one of those keys in the jars moment where it's like, who's taking home the lucky lady tonight? Slauson been up front all night, getting an excellent push from that 98 car with Hoke and Benelli on the bottom. We're winding down. We'll be 2 laps to go at the line here. And there is no room to breathe, no room to think. Racers Elite putting on a great show for you at SpeedZone TV tonight for race number 4 at Talledega Speedway. Currently balancing between Slauson and Hoke as the leaders, crossing the line with only 2 laps to go. Teff makes a move on the outside with Ecker on the high side. Wow, we're going to see a great battle down the backstretch here. Ooh, contact. Ecker in the wall. Oh, and that's not what we wanted to see. We're going to be in green-white checkered territory here. We're going to have to check out our SpeedZone TV replay in just 1 second because we are under caution. All right. Tough break here. Let's see what we can find. All right, let's see. All right, so just to recap, we had Andrew Teff go into the third groove with Ecker behind him. And we're going to just see what we see from there. So we're currently on board with the 35 machine of Plank. You can see Ecker come off the wall. He's got a little loose. Bounces off the wall again. 41 of Marquis just tags him. Ecker gets into Kane. Kane shoots down to the bottom. Ecker's trying to save it for all of his life. Marquis gets sucked to the wall, and then Ecker's just swaying back and forth. Tags the 18 machine. 18 machine is Merriman. Merriman hammers the wall, leaves nowhere in a Marquis to go. The 35 machine here also gets some heavy damage. And that's Plank, one of our previous race winners, and then just a bunch of other carnage as these drivers are just like, well, what's going to happen next, you know, and apparently a lot. Fortunately, Redditch had some great running, great time up front there. Got some damage. But relatively, it looks like that Ecker remained pretty unscathed. He doesn't have too much damage. We're just looking at the car. Go back to live action here, and that was your SpeedZone TV replay for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. Ecker's got that thing all repaired up, and just an unfortunate chain of events for the drivers. I'm showing Truth Hoke in the lead here as an elderly driver. I identify as one of those too. but putting on a great show. He's had some great battles up front between Slauson, Benelli, and Teft. Um, you know, fortunate a chain of events there with that little bit of carnage. And these drivers are all just, I don't know, it's a very anxious situation. So if I was to attribute their feelings, I'd be feeling very anxious, very unsettled, and it's teetering where it's not like, you know, what's going to happen next? Is this race going to be done? Am I going to be in this next mix-up? So, you know, these drivers are going to pull their belts another time, make sure they're tight, and duke it out for the lucky lady tonight at Talledega SuperSpeedway. Great job tonight by the racers so far. Putting on a great show for you guys at home. A lot of great racing. We majorly stayed 2x2. A lot of the race. We saw green flag pit stops happen. I believe this is our third caution now. And just a lot of respect for these drivers racing each other on track, giving each other room. And what we're seeing now is just the result of hard super speedway battling and somebody wanting to take home that crown and say, look, honey, look what I won. And that's what you need to do when you're battling out here at Racers Elite. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going down the backstretch. This will be our first GWC attempt. Hoke on the inside, Slauson on the outside. Benelli in third. Andrew Teft on the outside. Alex Teft on the inside. So, wonder if Team Teft is going to get together here and make a show for you guys at home. 78 machine of Odie showing in P6. 80 machine of Jarrett. P7. Dunaway, 01, P9. Jacob Plank is able to salvage after that wreck into P10. Campbell in the 60 machine, P10. Yoist in P11 there in the 83 machine. P12 is Redditch. He needs a sponsor to help him out. Back up front with our leaders here as we're just about to go green as the pace car is ducking off. First GWC for the Racers Elite race at Talledega SuperSpeedway, brought to you by SpeedZone TV. Keep your eyes peeled for some great action here. Good jump. Well, not a jump, but good start by the 55 machine Hogue. Remember from that last restart, I said, you know, you don't always want to get rolling out too far ahead because you get that draft stacked up on you and you're in trouble. You got Slauson coming up behind on that outside groove. 3 wide already. Slauson. Oh, more contact. Teff making contact. No caution out yet. Caution is out now. Not 100% sure what happened there, but we will take a look with our SpeedZone TV instant replay. Let's go back and take a look here. This all happened so fast. These drivers are jockeying for position. There's not too much time left. Be on board with Andrew Teff. I believe that's our race 2 winner at Worldwide. We are at home. Ordered speed. looks like, just back it up just a little, try to discern what happened. Just looks like to me, just backing it up one more time. If I was to call it, I think the 98 car theft had a run, wasn't expecting the 78 to come down, and they tagged. And that's that innocent contact I was talking about. Ooh, heavy hit from the 41 machine and Marquis theft, and that's a meatball flag. Both of them. Hopefully they can get salvaged and back it on the track. But that's what I was talking about earlier at the start of the race when there was an update to that Xfinity car. The ability to bump and push drivers had been so increasingly sensitive that you have to be extra careful. Any too hard of a contact, you're losing stability of your car. And I think that's kind of like what we saw just right now. Unfortunate for Andrew Teft is you're seeing some heavy damage on the left front, and it looks like a flat tire where sparks are shooting up. He's gonna roll into the pits and see what he can get fixed, because a few other drivers are joining him down in pit lane. Still up front is our 55 machine, elderly driver Truth Hoke, followed by Slauson in P2, Benelli P3, Alex Teff P4, Sean Dunaway P5, Matthew Jarrett P6, Jacob Plank P7, Lee Campbell P8, Rob Yoist P9, and Cooper Redditch P10. That'll round up your top 10. This will be our second GWC on SpeedZone TV for their Racers Elite Xfinity Series at Talledega SuperSpeedway. Great action tonight, and you know, this just kind of what you're seeing is just tough racing to get it done, to be up front for a shot at winning at a SuperSpeedway. Just under caution right now, letting these drivers get it sorted out. Way everyone with damage can get back out. We still have a couple cars in the pits there. On the 41 machine in the pits. Alongside the 3 machine of Thomas. Looks like they might have a little too much damage to be carrying on tonight. Hoke and Slauson been the talk of the town for the last, half dozen or so laps. As these are winding down, Slauson's led majority of the race. Benelli in behind him. We've talked quite a bit about him, and not too far behind is Alex Teft, who's been up front all night battling Slauson, and I think you're in for a little bit of a wagon burner right here at the end. We've gone through one GWC. We're about to see a second GWC, and I'm pretty sure that everything's off the table right now. Nobody's holding back. I'm hoping we're able to catch it live on SpeedZone TV for you for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. And once again, just to mention, if you are in the market for a sim rig, check out the promo code at the bottom for the GTR sim rigs. I'm sitting in one right now. I'll tell you that it's not the best thing for broadcasting, but once I'm racing, let me tell you, I'm a consistent upfront runner, and Great setup for all types of levels of sim racing, whether it's entry level or, you know, pro level. They've got just about everything. All right, let's bump back up with our leaders here. Cruz Hoke, Slauson on the outside. Pace car lights are off. These drivers are going to get ready to roll. For you guys watching at home, 81 laps. We were scheduled for 75, but now we're in GWC territory, and these drivers are about to come up the Geico restart zone. See what kind of start that Hoke gets on Slauson. And it's a pretty good one. He's going to jump out to about a car length, 2 car lengths lead, but Slauson ain't no slouch. He's coming up quick as they start to enter turn 1. These drivers are going to want to get around to the line again so that they're able to make the race official. Looks like we have some contact in the back of the field. We won't be able to get to that now, but we can certainly look at it after the race. But I'm showing that the 35 machine of Plank is off pace and is heavily damaged. Oak sliding up and running Slauson tight. Benelli pushing in behind with Teft on the behind Slauson. These drivers 2 by 2 by 2. And right now, coming to the line, the race will be official. We're going to drop this battle position box and see what happens. Slauson, healthy run on the outside, pushed by Teft and the 03 machine of Redditch. Hoke's making a charge back on the bottom with Benelli on the bottom, pushing in behind Hoke. 80 machine is the 4th car on the outside of Lee Campbell. 01 on the bottom there of Dunaway. Down the backstretch, bumping and banging. Oh, contact there. We're still with our leaders. Hoke getting challenged from Slauson on the outside. It's going to be a battle to the line. 3 wide now, Dunaway underneath. Slight contact, racing hard to the line. What a great move by Dunaway. And he's going to be our victor tonight. Out of nowhere, just snags it. We're going to have to go back and take a look at what happened there. But your race winner is Sean Dunaway. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, turn 3, turn 4, makes it happen. Chop slices low. P2 is going to go out to Hoke in that 55 machine. And P3 up to, to Slauson. A bunch of carnage. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick that out. But we'll see what we can find here. Let's just see what we can find. We'll just do a quick replay if I can. Not really sure what happened, but a lot. These guys were battling for everything in the cookie jar. And that's just how she crumbles. So let's see. Fine. All right, just 1 second. Just bear with me. All right, so we got your SpeedZone TV replay just here. We're on board with this lead pack of cars, and we're going to go quarter speed right now. So Slauson and Hoke are up front. Hoke is 55, Slauson 22, 43 machine of Teft, Campbell 60, 19 Benelli, 01 Dunaway, 98 is Andrew Teft, and 03 is Redditch. All right, take a look at what happens here. Tough battling. 60 gives a big push to Lawson. Teft gets in the back of the 60 machine and knocks him squarely into the bottom or into the door. Benelli spins up the track, collects Teft, collects Redditch, collects Campbell, collects Teft, Andrew Teft, and looks like the 43 machine, no fault of his own, slides down the track into Campbell, and then the 78 machine, I believe, is Odie. He had a great run most of the night, trying to salvage it, but there's not too much you can do in these situations. And here's the run for the finish. So Polk and Slauson break away, and we're just gonna speed this up now, a regular speed, and you can just watch this finish here. Dunaway out of turn 4. Polk gives him the bottom side, and these guys just tight door-to-door racing to the line. Dunaway squeaks away with the win over Hoke and Slauson, and that's going to be your race tonight. Let's take a look at who's in the booth and see if we can grab any of these drivers for a little recap of what they saw, what they felt, and how their races went. Awesome. So that's great racing tonight, and couldn't be more happy with how this event turned out as far as the quality of racing for SpeedZone TV's first time broadcasting Racers Elite Xfinity Series, race number 4 at Talledega SuperSpeedway. So right now it looks like we have Toke up in the booth. 1 second, and we'll take a grab, see if what his recap is of the race. Awesome. So we'll grab Oak first and see what he has to say. Hey, Truth, how's it going? Robert Warren's broadcaster from SpeedZone TV. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
Great run, by the way. Exciting to watch you over the last, I would say, third of the race. You were managing, managing yourself well. I didn't really see a lot up front right at the start, but as soon as that second half of the race started, you started to creep up in position and whatnot. How did you kind of strategize the race for yourself?
I was just hoping that I didn't get caught in one of the big wrecks and just tried to stay like behind Sean there for a while. And then I was behind Cody and then Andrew and just hung with them because I know they was going to the front and they'd stay clear of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And just you had that. You had what two green white checkered flags there. You had a good run for that first one that set you up for the second one with that unfortunate caution coming out. But what was your thought process as you took that last green white checkered? What was going through your mind?
Just to try to get a good start and then watch my mirror and try to stay with Cody and have Cody behind me. And hopefully Cody would get trapped beside a Todd and couldn't go up and push me. And then coming to the finish is like I was trying to side draft Todd, and I seen Sean coming. I thought, well, he's not going to get there yet. He's not going to get there. And then all at once he was there, and then what time I went to go down, I wasn't going to cut his nose, so I just tried to stay where I was, give him enough room.
Yeah, and that you did. Like definitely something that I enjoyed broadcasting right there. I caught that right at the end with that battle coming to the line, and hats off to the three of you and just being respectful to each other. You ran each other's doors, and you gave what room you could have give, but you guys were able to cross the line completely clean. And Truth, give me a little insight on the back of your car that says what's it say on the back of your car again?
Elderly driver.
What's that mean?
I'm 60 years old.
Oh, you're 60 years young tonight as you pull off a P2. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank?
Hey, I like to thank y'all for broadcasting it. Andrew for putting it on, my wife for letting me do this, my teammates Troy and Jesse and everybody, and then Sean and Todd and Cody for sticking with me there. Really got spun. But yes, thank you very much for broadcasting.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a pleasure tonight, and be sure to go back and watch the broadcast. You had some great airtime. You made some great moves tonight, and congratulations on your P2 finish tonight.
Thank you, and I'll watch it tomorrow while I'm at work.
Sounds like what I would do at work too. Enjoy your night,
Yes.
Truth.
All right, you too. Have a good one.
Yeah, you as well. And that's your P2 finisher, Truth Hoke. Hats off to him. That was a great run. We're going to bring in our race winner from tonight, Sean Dunaway, in just 1 second. We'll cue it up and see what we find. Hey, Sean, it's Rob in the booth. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good now. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Great race. I noticed that you had won the first race out at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I was like scrolling through the start, and I don't know if you were saving all the horsepower for the end or what you were doing, but could you take us through some of your strategy for tonight?
Yeah, for sure. The first 74 laps, I just kind of sat back, read a magazine, sipped on my soda, looked up every now and then. Yeah, and that was pretty much the plan. Just be there at the right time. I'm usually like a 5 laps or lower sort of mover during these types of races, and as you can see, it paid off tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, you were definitely on the right side of some of the carnage that happened, but I mean, overall, very respectful racing by the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. And we had that first green white checkered and saw some carnage there. You dipped and dodged and ducked that. And the second one, a little bit of carnage. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if those guys were expecting you to come out of the woods. But what was your take on, coming out, I guess, of turn 4 there?
Yeah, for some reason, like, even in this race, like I was like, maybe if I just stick to the bottom tonight, something is good is gonna happen because I just knew, something on that top lane was, cooking. It was about to happen, the big one up there, and I could just tell. So my plan was basically, hey, just stick to your lane, something good will happen, and I was able to avoid that big wreck and yeah, get that win tonight.
Yeah, you did. In my perspective, you guys did a great job of moving around and making the most of all the space on the track. And I didn't think that Truth was going to give you the bottom as much as he did, but he was fighting Slauson on the outside, and you got your nose there, and just a bunch of respectful racing. So hats off to you for getting it done, and being as patient as you did, and watching out for some of that attrition. Is there anyone you'd like to throw your hat off to tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, my stepdad and mom for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race. I had my cat on my lap for I think about 60 laps of that, so yeah, he was there.
Well, that's important. You need support from your feline friends. I've got 4 cats myself, so don't tell anybody. But yeah,
For sure.
you get
All right.
toxoplasmosis. You got to be careful of that. But
Right, right.
hats off to you, Sean. Thank you for hopping up in the booth with me, and congratulations on your win tonight.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
See ya.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, so just crept in the booth here is third place finisher Todd Slauson. So Todd, you did a great job tonight. I think you probably stole the show with most laps led and probably about 99% of the camera time tonight just from your dominating performance. But, maybe just take us through, what was going through your mind at the end there when you're battling, 3 wide at the finish.
Yeah, appreciate that. First of all, I appreciate you guys for covering the broadcast at the last minute. We really appreciate that. Great race, though. I think I had a good points night. Definitely wanted to win that race as much as as many laps as I led. I got the pole and led a lot of laps. That was a lot of fun. Everybody was really respectful. It was so much fun racing with these guys. They're so talented, and everybody's so respectful in this league. I've raced in other leagues where they're not. So I just love racing in this league that Andrew's put together, and I appreciate him. But yeah, that last lap, we had 2 or 3 green white checkers there, and I kept getting beside Truth trying to take the lead, and I felt like I was clear of him once or twice, and the caution would come out, and he would get the lead back. And that last restart, I seen Lee coming up the middle at the last second going into 3 as I was getting pushed by Alex. I appreciate him pushing me as much as he did after he lost his brother there in that last wreck. But I seen Lee coming up the middle. I knew I had to get to the middle lane or I was going to end up in the back. So jumped in front of him, and I think that probably stacked guys up, ended up causing that wreck. So my apologies on that. But then I tucked in behind Truth in 3 there, and I didn't want Sean to jump to my outside and I get stuck behind Truth, pushing Truth to the win, not have a chance at it because Sean was on my outside. So I made a quick move, jumped to Truth's outside, and then instead of Truth staying tucked down on the yellow line, he chased me all the way up to the wall and allowed Sean to flip under and get 3 wide, and he took the win, which was awesome. It made for a great show. I'm glad to be a part of it. It was a really respectful race, and we were all tight quarters. We think we were rubbing there coming to the checkered flag, but that was awesome. It was so much fun racing with these guys.
Yeah, and I completely agree with what you were saying there. Is just that the quality of racing tonight was top shelf. I mean, we saw green flag pit stops, strategy play out. We saw packs of cars go into the pits, and different strategies, and still cars were stacking up, and you had 15 cars within 2 seconds of each other for pretty much like the entire race, right? So I think you had some black flags from other drivers just from unfortunate pit entrance luck. But outside of that, like just top shelf racing, and this for me was just a treat to broadcast with the quality of driving that was seen tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys, you cannot make one mistake. If you slip up once, you're 15th place. I mean, it's over with. And I thought that was going to happen to me in that first pit stop. I locked the tires up and started sliding with boiling white smoke off the front tires, and I lifted off the brake, got back on it, and I don't know how I didn't get a speeding penalty. I thought I did as I come across the line, and I was just going, "Oh no, my race is over right here." My race flashed before my eyes, and by the grace of God, I guess I came out of there and didn't have a speeding penalty, so I was more careful on the next entries. But like I said, if you just make one of those mistakes like that, it's over with. I mean, you're Andrew did a really good job. Him and Brandon Honeycutt of fighting a lap down, trying to stay up there. Those two battled hard one another, trying to keep that lucky dog, trying to get that lucky dog. And then once Andrew did, he made the most of it until that last wreck. So definitely fun racing with him. I got to give a shout out to the guys in Discord, my partners Lee Campbell and Jacob Plank and Aaron Marquise. I appreciate them hanging with me in the chat. It's always a good time, and definitely appreciate my wife letting me do this and watching the kids while I spend 2-3 hours down here on Wednesday night. I don't get to do it very often. I appreciate her letting me do that, and my kids Tinley and Tanner. So and I appreciate you guys as well. Thanks for jumping on this broadcast at the last minute.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, it was a treat to be here, and we always gotta give big thanks to the family that let us have some fun playtime.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me in the booth, Todd, and congratulations on your P3 finish tonight. And
Appreciate it.
go ahead and watch the broadcast later on SpeedZone and throw a like on it. And, I'd be happy to come back and broadcast with you guys anytime. That was some great racing and just a treat.
Right on. I can't wait to watch it back. First thing I'll do tomorrow morning.
Heck yeah, brother. Enjoy your night, Todd. Congratulations again.
Yep, you too. Thanks.
All right, everyone. We'll be looking to sign off just right quick. So we were scheduled tonight to broadcast on SpeedZone TV the Racers Lead Xfinity. The Xfinity Race 4 at Talledega Speedway for 75 laps. You saw a bunch of great racing action happen, green flag pit stops, Great battles for the lead, respectful driving, door-to-door racing, a little bit of carnage at the end with the GWCs, as you know, every driver wants that coveted Talledega Speedway win. Unfortunately, just at the end there, we saw like the big one kind of happen as drivers were coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch, and what that left was a great show. You guys can go back and watch it again on the broadcast, but the battle between Slauson, Hoke, and Dunaway. And Dunaway came out victorious, just being a little bit further back, sucking up in the draft, and getting under Hoke and Slauson through the dog leg. So hats off to him for making it happen and taking home the crown tonight at Talledega Speedway for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. I'm Robert Warren, your host on SpeedZone TV. We'll be signing off. Make sure you go back and watch the stream, share it with your friends, throw a like on it, and give it some love. But thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll be signing on again on Sunday night, bringing you some action from Lightning Esports, and then again on Monday night for the Go Fast Inside Racing League. And be sure to tune in again to check those out, and enjoy your evening on this lovely Wednesday night. And be safe. Take care, everyone. SpeedZone TV signing off. Robert Warrens, wishing you all well.